Hello, 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 hello. Are you able to listen me? Hello, are you able to listen me? Hello, 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 hello. Are you able to listen me? Okay. So we will we are discussing about the different types of companies and partnerships, like partnership, joint stock company, franchise, and all forms of system of corporate system. So we have already discussed sole proprietorship, partnership, the company and franchise system. Now we will discuss about the management issues in tourism. The management issues, this is very important system of tourism, management issues in tourism. The structure is that in this form, in this subject, we'll discuss about the objectives. We'll introduce ourselves with what are the management issues in tourism and what are the tourism services and what are the main managerial issues, and lastly we will sum up. Then first of all we will discuss the objectives of management issues in tourism. First of all we will list the characteristics of tourism services, appreciate their impact on management tasks in tourism, identify certain managerial issues in tourism, and understand their significance. Introduction. The earlier three units gave us an idea about management concepts and processes, forms of organization, and entrepreneurship. In this unit, we discuss some of the current managerial issues in tourism. As you will see, the issues dealt with are not just related to what may be termed as management in the traditional sense, but are linked with facing new challenges as well as managing in a socially responsible way. Effective handling of such issues is necessary for providing quality services and also for developing responsible tourism. The unit starts with detailing the features of tourism services and then takes up the management issues. What are the now we'll discuss about what are the tourism services. You must realize that the management tasks in tourism vary with those of manufacturing industries. This is because tourism is a service industry and services are simultaneously produced and consumed. In TS-1, Unit 20, we have mentioned the characteristics of the tourism product or services. However, we would once again like to mention some important features as they have a bearing on the application of management concepts in tourism. In tourism, these services are consumed and felt on the spot only. The tourist does not buy or take back a manufactured product. It is the memory or the effects of the enterprise that are carried back by the tourist. Unlike the manufactured product, which can be repaired, changed, or returned, it is not possible in tourism to do any of these things. In any of these things. So, tourism is entirely a different structure. The staff involved in providing the services, in fact, is a part of the service. The customer, the tourist, the customer is the tourist here, not only observes but also feels the attitude and behavior of the staff. Hence, the role and skills of the staff poses a major management challenge. In tourism, the consumer of the services and products not only buys them but is actually involved with the product. In many situations, it is an interactive process and the attitude of one consumer can affect another consumer. And another thing, an important management task emerges out of perishable nature of tourism products and services. For example, an airline seat or a hotel room, if not utilized at a given time, goes waste. This means that adequate planning in relation to the demand and supply situations along with the marketing aspects have to be accounted for by the managers. The environment of the product and also of the delivery process is a feature of the tourism product and services. This is because, as mentioned earlier, the customer is not only buying the product but is actually involved with the product. In service industries, the production and consumptions of the product are often simultaneous. Hence, there are situations when customer prefers or customer preferences have to be matched with the product that there are then. Abdul Mumin, are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir. Good
Okay,
afternoon, sir.
very good afternoon. I am BB Roth, B for Botswana, B for British Roth, RATH. So, my
Okay.
friend, you are able to hear me.
Yes, sir.
Are
Yes,
you
sir.
able to understand what I am teaching?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Okay, nice to meet you also. Thank you very much. I
You
am
are
so
welcome.
happy, so
You are
glad to meet you. Okay,
yes. Thank you.
I'm
Thank you.
I am extremely happy to meet you. Okay,
Yes,
thank
sir.
you very much. So let us discuss.
Okay, sir.
Now we are discussing about the management in tourism. The uh, tourism services are perishable nature of tourist products and services. Here,
Okay.
once one room is not able to be sold, that means it has gone waste. Similarly, in the plane also, in the aeroplane, if one seat is not sold, that has also gone waste. The environment of the product and also of the delivery process is a feature of the tourism products and services. This is because, as mentioned earlier, the customer is not only buying the product but is actually involved with the product also. Because if the environment is not good, is not congenial, a tourist will not go and stay there, will not able to enjoy. In service industries, tourism is a service industry. The production and consumption of the product are often simultaneous. Hence, there are situations when customer preferences have to be matched with the products there and then. For certain destinations, tourism is seasonal, and in certain cases, tourism services are also provided only during a definite time period. For example, if it is rainy season, many people may not visit that place. But in winter, many people go to that place. But to the hilltop destinations, uh, in summer also, the tourists go to stay and enjoy like this. So we'll now discuss about the management issues. What are the issues in the management? Because that is very congenial form. That is very important form. The first one is human resources training and development. Human resources training and development. In this system, in the hotel industry or tourism industry, it is the human resources which are the keystone of the end round which the entire system revolves. Okay, it is the key system. Today in India, we are making all kinds of efforts to attract a maximum number of foreign tourists as well as encourage domestic tourism. Domestic tourism is within India, and foreign tourists they are outside the boundaries of India. The entire emphasis is on creating infrastructure and attractions. It is time that one should also take into account the training of human resources and upgradation of skills of the personnel involved in managing the infrastructure or providing services. Because, for example, let us give one example. In the hotel industry, Hotel is a part of tourism industry. There are four uh, four sections or four departments in a hotel. That is food production, food and beverage service, and accommodation operation or housekeeping, and front office. And front office. If if the in the production system in food and beverage production, if we use different types of machines, when we will recruit a person, if he is not able to make certain recipes, to make certain items, it is of no use. That is why to the those who are conversant with the subject in tourism industry also, when we'll recruit persons who are not conversant with different languages. Suppose a Japanese will come. If I do not know the Japanese language, I cannot be a good escort to him. I, I cannot be a good escort to him. So likewise, while showing him the different heritage places, I must have knowledge regarding the places, so that as an escort, I will be able to uh, make him understand everything there in the heritage place. Yes, this attitude is not only harmful but can also be suicidal for an enterprise. If the uh, human resources, recruitment, development are not properly managed, that will be suicidal for the enterprise, for the company. The success of any tourism enterprise will therefore depend on the knowledge, skill, and attitude of the staff, keeping in view customers' expectations and working for their satisfaction. For developing the right kind of attitudes among your staff or employees, you have to devise ways to motivate them for providing quality service. Then the next one is then the next one of management issues in tourism is that destination planning and management. What do we mean by destination planning? That means a tourist center, a destination, all tourist centers are known as destinations. If that is not properly planned, then it will not be easily or smoothly managed. It must be remembered that proper maintenance and management at a destination is essential not only for the long life of the destination, but for encouraging responsible tourism. Generally, the attitude of travel agents, tour operators, etc., is the destination planning and management is the responsibility of the government. No doubt the government has a major role to play in it because the government gives recognition for the tour operators and travel agencies. No doubt the government has a major role to play in it, but is equally the responsibility of those who are making profits out of the destination to contribute towards the maintenance, etc. Such, sorry, such an attitude is necessary because if the destination is not properly maintained or managed, the ultimate loss will be of those providing tourism services. It is suggested that a close interaction should be there between the local bodies and the tourism industry. Not only this, another major issue is keeping in view the needs and aspirations of the local community at the destination. At many destinations, a sort of hostility is emerging between the locals, tourists, and tourism
No,
industry.
no.
Yes, yes, any problem? Okay, are you all right? Okay, some disturbances are there. Okay, this is this is because a variety of factors like sudden price rise, water and electricity shortage, locals being deprived of the economic benefits and cultural cohesion, etc. Generally, these issues are ignored in tourism planning and management, but we emphasize that these are the vital issues and should be taken care of. Then the next management issue is changing expectations and tests. Every tourist has his or her own expectations while visiting a place and has certain expectations and tests. The biggest challenge is to make every tourist feel that he or she is special, or every tourist should feel that he is special, he is special. If he will not be treated in that way, he will not be familiar with us and he will not be homely with us. To meet this challenge, one has to have a deep understanding of the tourist expectations and tastes. This is also linked to the type of tourism one has opted for. So tastes are not stationary, nor are they expectation. These, these are the things to understand the customer needs. The, to determine the suppliers on their own terms. Then the next management issue is linkage. A crucial issue often ignored while managing or running tourism services is that of establishing proper linkage within the trade. For example, you may develop a very good tourism product or service, say a restaurant providing the best local cuisine of your area, along with the folk music, etc. Unless you establish contacts with tour operators to include your restaurant in the package they offer you, they offer, you may not get good business. Hence, establishing the right kind of linkages with the right kind of people at the right time is a vital issue while managing tourism services. Then product improvement. Whatever the product you have got, you have to improve it because that is the next management issue. Very often a product is developed, but no further efforts are made for its improvement or for further innovation. This at times may bring stagnation. In fact, a vital challenge before the tourism industry. suppose if some new things will not be added, then there will the attraction will not be heightened. Constant monitoring, establishing controls, and regular feedback help in product improvement. And the next management issue in tourism is role of technology. There is a tendency to depend on the conventional methods. This is not wrong, and in many cases it is appropriate also, but in certain services like ticketing, hotels and reservations, etc., one has to accept the role of technology. At the same time, people are not familiar with the application and usage of technology. This is another aspect which has to be considered in order to keep pace with technological development. With the technological development. For example, computers have come in a big way for travel and hotel reservations, and any agency using them will be better placed in the market. The next one is the next management issue is understanding the market. In many areas where tourism is in a developing stage, it has been observed that the development goes on without having a proper understanding of the market. The developers get carried away by developments in other regions without taking into account the environment or the needs in their own area. For example, today there seems to be a trend for developing golf course facilities or hang gliding. This is in spite of the fact that there be no takers for the among for these among the tourists visiting that region. Moreover, besides negotiate environmental effects, the maintenance costs may also be on the higher side. Eating into the profit, hence a proper understanding of the market is very necessary, is very essential while developing tourism product. Then the next management issue is social responsibility. A major issue very often ignored by the tourism industry is the concept of social responsibility. Tourism planners and developers must take into account that the impact their actions have on the environment and the local community. Preservation of ecology and environment are integral to tourism development, and this should not be lost sight of. Managers of tourism services should be sensitive towards the sentiments of the local community and establish cordial relationships. Similarly, the economic benefits should not be overprojected to the local community. Then very important aspect of management issue in tourism is the crisis management. Dealing with crisis situation is something not uncommon to tourism. Many times a crisis situation emerges with no fault on the part of those managing the service, but because of external facts also. There can be many examples cited in this regard. You suppose you are handling a group of tourists and suddenly you find that the flight has been cancelled. There is a breakdown of the coach and your group has to catch the train. Some epidemic has broken and suddenly you find cancellations. Civil disorder has broken and your group cannot move. The hotel has cancelled your reservations, etc. Similarly, because of the influx of the business traveler, you find that no rooms are available for the tourists in the metropolitan cities which you are from. Another situation, particularly in the accommodation and transportation sector, is that of handling rejections. All these are issues which are to be handled with great tactics and sensitivity according to the situation which emerges. Now, we'll let us sum up. Let us discuss what we have already read in this chapter. Tourism products and services have their own distinct features which have a reflection in the managerial process. While performing the managerial tasks, you must always take these features into account. The management concept and functions are applicable in tourism services not only a general way but also keeping in view specific situations nature, along with the nature of the services which you are providing. Then this is the thing we have already read in the corporate structure. Now we'll discuss about how much tourists how much tourists have come to India in different spells, in different times that we'll discuss. Now we'll see how much tourist arrivals in India by country of nationality during January to December 1996 to 1998, including nationals of Pakistan and Bangladesh. From North America, now we'll discuss Canada. It is January to December 74,031, 97, 70, 88,570, 98, 80,000, 111. There is percentage of change, that is improvement. In 1996, 6.1%. and change is 2%. USA, that is 22 lakh, 2 lakh 20, sorry, 2 lakh 28,829. In the 97, 2 lakh 44,239. 98, 2 lakh 44,687. The percentage is 6.7% and change is percentage of change is 0.2. Others, it is 34, 96, 97, 55. Hello, 55, and in 98 it is 122, 122. 97, 96 it is 61.8%, and in 98, 97 it is 1 to 1.8%. It is total coming 30, the 3 lakh 2,894 in 96. 97 it is through 3 lakh 22,864. In 98 it is 324,920. Percent is 6.6 and change is 0.6%. Now we'll discuss about Central and South Africa. What is their arrival? Argentina, it is 96, 22,839. 97, 3,202. 98, 3,776, and percentage of change is 12.8 and 17.9. Brazil, it is 5194, 4821, 64998, that is minus 7.2. In 1997, it is 34.8. Mexico, 2400 in 96, 2364 in 97, 3462 in 92, and 97, 98 it is minus 1.5. In 98, 97 it is 46.4. Others, it is 8913, 6624, 9965, minus 25.7. 98, 97 it is 50.4. Then we'll see in the Western Europe, Australia, it is 17084, 16369. In Western Europe, the total was 821222 in 96, 831329 in 97, 853411 in 98, and the percentage of change is 1.2 to 2.7. Eastern Europe, that is Czechoslovakia, it is The total is to Eastern Europe, that is total is 55673 in 96, 45097 is in 97, 48243 in 98. The percentage of change is minus 19.0 to 7.0. Then we will see, sorry, then we'll see Africa. The tourist arrival of Africa in 96, it is 89148. In 97, it is 102361. In 198 is 110708. 97, 96, it is 14.8. In 98, 97, it is 8.2. It was growing. West Asia. In this West Asia, we see Bahrain, Israel, Jordan, Kuwait, Oman, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Syria, Turkey, United Arab Emirates, Yemen Arab Republic, and others. In West Asia, the total amount of visitors were 114262 in 96. In 97, it is 112607. In 98, it is 95589, and 97, 96, it is minus 1.4, and 98, 97, it is minus 1.54. Then South Asia consists of Afghanistan, Iran, Maldives, Nepal, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and Bhutan. The total arrival in 96, it is 543967. In 97, it is 583706. In 98, it is 558772. In 97, 96, it is 7.3. In 98, 97, it is minus 4.3. Now, we'll discuss about the Southeast Asia. Southeast Asia, the countries are like Indonesia, Malaysia, Myanmar, Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, and others. That means other small countries. The total amount of tourist arrival, it is 1 1,32808 in 96, in 1,46205 in 97, 1,33424, sorry, 1,33524, it is in 98, and the percentage of change is 10.1 to minus 8.6. Now, East Asia. We'll discuss about East Asia. East Asia, we will discuss the name of the countries. East Asia is China, that is main China. Then China, that is Taiwan, then Hong Kong, Japan, Korea, South Korea, then North Korea, and others. Total tourist arrival, total tourist arrival is 144,266 in 96, 146,880 in 97, 129,366 in 98, the change between 97, 96 and 98, 97, it is 1.8 minus 11.9. Now we'll discuss about Australia. The Australia includes Australia, New Zealand, Fiji, others. So in 96 it is 63063. In 97 it is 65387. In 98 it is 80212. In 97 96 it is 3.7, and 98 97 it is 22.7. So that is a great increase of Australian tourists. Day by day it is increasing. Then there are some other states have come, that is 121196, 97647, 98183, then 9796 minus 46.7, then 9798 is minus 71.7. These statistics have been confirmed from the Department of Tourism, Government of India. These statistics have confirmed from the Department of Tourism, Government of India. The source is Department of Tourism, Government of India. So let us think the total grand total is 2287,860 in 96, 2374094 in 97, 2358629 in 98, 3.8 in 96-97, minus 0.7 is 97-98. This is the tourist statistics. Now, the next chapter now will discuss about the Management in tourism. Now we'll discuss about the understanding organizational theory. This chapter consists Unit 5, Unit 6, Unit 7, Unit 8, and in the Unit 8 we will see monitoring and controlling some like this. So Unit 5 is dealing with understanding organizations. Unit 6, planning and decision making. Unit 7, organizing. Again, I like to tell you that Unit 8 is monitoring and controlling. So the aim of this block is to familiarize you with organizational theory and management and its functions. Unit 5 deals with organizational structure and culture in order to give you an understanding of organization. In Unit 6, we have discussed planning in detail, which is very important management functions. Decision making, another important aspect, has also been discussed in the unit. Unit 7 is organizing and Unit 8 takes the takes into account monitoring and controlling. Now there is some 10 minutes left. Now we'll discuss about understanding organizations. What what are the things which we read in understanding organizations? The first one, the structure is like that. Its objectives, then it has the introduction, then organization, that is classical view, then non-classical view, then systems view, then organizational structure is organizational chart, formal and informal structures, components of organizational structure, classification of organization structure, and now we'll go to the objectives. After completing this subject, you will know the objectives, define an organization, know the different organizational structures, understand how organizational structures are designed, and know about organizational culture. Then what is understanding organizations? Let us introduce ourselves. Unit 3 block dealt with the different forms of ownership that we have already read. We have already read the forms of ownership, that is sole proprietorship, partnership, company, and franchise. Every business firm has an organization to carry out its activities. All managerial functions are performed in a setup made available by the organizational structure. In this unit, an attempt has been made to familiarize you with different types of organizational structures, their characteristics and culture. However, organizing as a management process has been dealt with separately in Unit 7. Whether you intend to be a manager or a or owner or an employee, an understanding about organizations and organization structure is always useful for a tourism professional. This also helps in dealing with organizations. Organization. Now we'll see what is an organization. Today you come across a variety of organizations with different organizational structures. You may ask why an organization is needed. Well, whether the pursuit of an objective requires the realization of a task that calls for the combined efforts of two or more individuals, an organization is formed. An organization is formed. Hence, organization is a social unit formed to carry out a specific purpose. It can be a club, a school, a corporation, a business unit, etc. Organizations have been existed in some form or the other since the advent of human development. So since the arrival of society, since the arrival of human development, we find various organizations in different places. However, for management purposes, it is it is only for about a century that attempts have been made to study and understand organizations. You must remember that organizations emerge and exist in the country, in the society. Hence, changes in the society affect them and they also affect the society. It is a reciprocal form. It is a reciprocal form. It is vital to have an understanding about organizations also because organizational behavior and human behavior of the people working in an organization are interrelated. Let us examine some viewpoints about organizations. Classical view. Let us think for the classical view. During the late 18th century, there developed certain concepts about bureaucracy, administrative theory, and scientific management. These concepts came to be known as the classical theories, which described an organization as the structure of relationship, power, objectives, rules, activities, communications, and other factors that exist when persons work together. Now we must have an idea that what is bureaucracy. The features of bureaucracy included rules and regulations, hierarchy, recruitment. So regarding this, we'll discuss tomorrow. Thank you very much and good night. Thank you.